some directions for making a quick and easy pasta salad. First, take your pasta, cook it. If you're using gluten-free pasta, as soon as you're done cooking it and straining it, put some olive oil on it, mix it in well, otherwise it sticks together. It's a big loppy mess. Now, there's all different kinds of pasta you can use. And if you're trying to lose weight, I recommend staying away from wheat pasta and going with gluten-free. It's much lighter, and there's all kinds, and some of them are very high in protein. You could use green lentil pasta, you could use red lentil pasta, you could use pasta that's made from whole grains like quinoa and corn, brown rice. So there's lots of options to choose from. There's even black bean pasta now and chickpea flour pasta. So those pastas are light, gluten-free, and they have a lot of extra protein. Okay, so you have your pasta done and you've strained it. Now, let's go back one step, because if you want to add some cooked vegetables to your pasta, cut them in very small pieces and just cook them along with your pasta. Some vegetables that cook really well this way are little pieces of asparagus and little pieces of yellow summer squash or zucchini squash. But see what's in season, see what you like, and you could put anything in this way. Or if you have some leftover veggies from another meal, you could just throw it into your pasta salad. Then you could also add some raw vegetables if you like onion or scallions or cut up carrots, whatever appeals to you. You could use dried tomatoes, which are very tasty, but they're kind of salty. So if you're on a salt-restricted diet, you'll want to soak them in some hot water, which helps soften them anyway, and then pour that water off. And even if you're not on a salt-restricted diet, you'll want to soften the dried tomatoes because they're usually pretty hard. Another way you could do that is to simmer them a couple of minutes in some olive oil, and that softens them up very nicely. And you could then cut them up and add them to your pasta. You could also add the olive oil because it has a lot of flavor from the tomatoes, unless, again, you want to avoid that excess salt that's probably seeped into the olive oil. Next is herbs, and herbs to me are one of the ingredients that makes that pasta salad taste so good. In the summer, I favor red basil. It's very tasty and gives it a beautiful color. And you might want to try growing some in your garden in the summer. If you don't have a garden, just get a big pot. You could grow a few basil plants in a big pot and have fresh basil all summer. So the green basil is also very nice. You could mix the two. You could add dill, you could add oregano, you could add thyme, you could add rosemary, summer savory, whatever appeals to you. One herb or mixture. If you're not used to working with herbs, it's nice to just try one at a time so you could see what the taste is like and see if you really like it. If you don't have fresh herbs, just go ahead and use dried herbs. They also work great. Then you could add salt, unless you have something salty already in your pasta salad, like the dried tomatoes, or you might want to add some cut up olives, which are very salty. So you may not need much salt or any salt if you add some of these very salty, more dry cured vegetables. Okay, and then maybe some pepper or lemon pepper would be nice. Whatever appeals to you. If you don't cook much, keep it very simple at the beginning. Take your pasta, maybe cook it with one vegetable, maybe add an herb, add some salt and pepper, and add something raw like scallions or carrots to it. And then just let the flavors mix together for a few hours if you have the time. That will make it even more tasty. So over the course of a year, with different vegetables and season different herbs available, and trying out different pastas, you could come up with many, many variations on a theme. It'd be lots of fun to experiment. Plus, you could also add more protein to your pasta salad. I like to add chickpeas, and you could get already prepared chickpeas, or if you have an Instant Pot, it's so quick and easy. the night before, soak your chickpeas. For every cup of dried chickpeas, add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, because they're very, very tough, the chickpeas, and it will make them more tender. And then for every cup of chickpeas that you soaked, add a cup of water, a little salt and pepper, and cook them on pressure for 25 minutes and then a 10-minute release. And you'll have really, really tasty fresh chickpeas. But feel free to use something already prepared, or if you have some other protein extra like cooked chicken, you could cut it up in small pieces and add that to your pasta salad. And then it becomes a one-pot meal. And some people will say, well, pasta is very fattening. Well, if you think of the things that cause you to gain weight, the sugar, the chips, all of those types of things, the fast food, the fried food, then pasta salad really isn't so bad. But if you have a tendency to gain weight and get bloated from wheat, definitely leave it out. As I said earlier, there's so many different things to choose from. So give it a try, explore, experiment, and hearty appetite.